If you're a founder, you already know the drill before a board meeting. Exporting CSVs, pulling MRR, digging up your churn numbers, and building the same slides over and over again. Today I'm going to show you how to connect Baremetrics directly to Claude Code so you can just ask for all of those in plain English. Setup is literally one command. I'll show you how to do it. First, some quick context. What actually is an MCP? MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. It's an open standard that lets AI tools, like Claude, securely connect to outside data. In this case, your live Baremetrics account. Once it's connected, Claude Code can query your metrics, customers, and revenue data conversationally, right from your terminal. So there's no copy and paste or exports needed. Sound like a dream, right? So 2 quick things that we need to make sure of before we start getting our MCP set up. First, a Baremetrics account, and good news, a free trial works great for this. And then secondly, your Baremetrics API key. Let me show you where exactly to find it in Baremetrics. All right, so in Baremetrics, where you're going to get your API key is in Settings, and under Integrations, you're going to click API. It'll take you to this little page here, and the API key that you're going to copy is the live API key. It oftentimes starts with LK, and we're going to copy this because we'll need it in a second to install our MCP. And just a little caveat here, we're obviously not going to expose this to anyone. This is sensitive, and we don't want anyone else to have our API key. So now that we have our Baremetrics API key handy, we're going to navigate over to Claude Code, and specifically on desktop. We are currently waiting for approval for OAuth MCP, so that is still in the works, and send us good vibes for that, for the approval from Anthropic. In the meantime, we can do it through desktop, so that's what I'm going to do. We're going to take our command, and we're going to replace the API key, so it has our API key ready to go. And the really nice thing about using Claude Code is that there is no config file to hand edit. Claude is nice enough to do it for you. So we're going to let him do it and run it in the background. Now that we've set up our Baremetrics MCP in Claude Code, we're going to go ahead and double check that it works. We're going to navigate over to a new session in Claude Code, and I'm going to go ahead and run the command in JavaScript Claude MCP list. This will let me know if we've set it up correctly. Baremetrics should be on the list of MCPs that we have connected. So if it shows up there, then we're good to go. So let me go ahead and run the command. And quick tip, if it's not there, the usual culprit is a typo in the command or just a stray character in the key. I did that myself when I was installing it the first time, and it corrected itself, so I might just do that. Oh, so it came back connected. So here we can see Baremetrics and HubSpot. That's great. Now we can go to the fun part and analyze our data. So that's what we're going to do in the next part. So now it's time for the fun part. So we're going to start another new Claude Code session, and I am thinking that I have a board meeting coming up. And instead of exporting anything from Baremetrics, I'm just going to ask my handy dandy MCP, Baremetrics MCP. So I'm going to go ahead and start a session and pull essentially a snapshot of where my company is at this current moment. So I'm asking Claude, pull my current MRR, active customer account, and net revenue churn for the last month. Also, tell me how my MRR has trended over the last 6 months. So we're going to go ahead and run it and see what it comes back with. This might not be the best dummy data set, so I'm just going to preface that. Let's see what it does. Cool. It pulled the MRR, active customers, net revenue churn, and the trend for the last 6 months, as well as offered some kind of interpretation. Now, with all of this, obviously, it's good to double check because it is still AI at the end of the day, but it's great for just like at a glance, like you're looking at your numbers constantly. So this should align with what we've been seeing. Now, if like, for example, if I'm doing this for a board meeting, I would want to dig into that May jump. That this wasn't dummy data, right? So I would keep asking Claude different types of questions to understand what exactly is going on there. Another thing I could do, and especially with a board meeting, understanding churn a little bit deeper. So I'm going to ask, like, break down where we're losing the most revenue and how much of last month's churn was voluntary versus involuntary, because those are 2 different problems. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and come back in a little bit. And I'm back now. So what I did is asked how much of last month's churn was voluntary versus involuntary. Currently waiting on Claude to come back with an answer. But yes, we can easily verify all of these within Baremetrics. The idea is to pull from your actual metrics and then verify that it makes sense and looks correct. So it looks like 100% of my churn was voluntary. So that's good to know because it means we don't have any problems with failed payments and declined payments. That's what we're doing recover for. It means that I need to focus more on cancellations. It even gave me where the cancellations came from and who they are. Again, we can easily pull this within Baremetrics, but it's nice to see it all in one view. This is obviously going to save a bunch of time just pulling data sets and preparing before meetings. Another way that we could use it is, for example, I can prompt Claude right now, draft 3 bullet points summarizing my revenue health this quarter that I could drop straight into my board deck. I can easily summarize what is going on with churn and my revenue at the moment. So in about a couple of minutes here, we've gone from raw metrics to talking point without touching a spreadsheet. So that's a win, but also just really cool in terms of now you can more easily understand what's going on day to day. One quick thing to flag before we finish up here. All of these answers are generated with AI, and they're great for trends and directional insights. But before you put a specific number in your deck to show to your board or your investors, just double check and confirm it against your Baremetrics dashboard or your export. So in other words, trust the direction that the MCP is giving you, but just verify it with your own data just to make sure. And then that's it. Claude Code is what I used here, but if you're in Cursor or Codex, the setup is just as quick. I'll make sure to drop the docs in the description box below and give it a try with your own account. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to ask it first. I'm really excited to see how our customers use our MCP.